And the National Medal of Honor Museum is a new national institution dedicated to preserving and showcasing the extraordinary stories of America's bravest heroes. This morning, its CEO, Chris Cassidy, joins us live from Arlington, Texas, ahead of this museum's grand opening. Good morning.
Hi, Brianna. Great to be with you today. Good morning.
I can imagine it's a very exciting day in Arlington, but I want to start by asking you about the backstory. How did we get to this point with the museum getting ready to open its doors and honor recipients of the Medal of Honor?
Well, the idea of a Medal of Honor Museum has been around for a while, and we're just so honored that it can come to fruition here in the middle of the country, the middle of the state of Texas, in the middle of the DFW Metroplex, Arlington, Texas. There's about 3,528, well, not about, exactly that many stories to tell, and we aim to do that in time. Right now, present day, we've got about 300 or so stories you can interact with in the museum. All the amazing support that has allowed this to happen, philanthropic people and generous donors and supporters of all kinds, all around the country, not just from Texas, but it's a national treasure, I think, and in time it'll be seen as that.
Chris, we're looking at some video from the museum right now. How did you guys consider what you wanted the experience to be like for visitors as they walk through?
Well, your question is right on. We wanted it to be an experience. With today's technology, you can't deliver a product in a museum where you just read a plaque and see a picture and move on to the next plaque and picture. So it needs to be interactive, it needs to be engaging, it needs to be fun for young and old people, military service and not. So we really worked hard throughout the design process to do that. What you're seeing on the screen there is actually my favorite part. It's a 360-degree theater immersed with sound and video, hearing in the recipient's own words about their life and then their military service, and of course the events of that day. And then in the end, as you're actually seeing right now, you see the profiles of the living recipients that we have when their pictures in uniform and their pictures present day, and it really kind of gives you a perspective of these are just regular, normal Americans, normal people who were faced with extraordinary circumstances in a moment and stepped up and took the action.
Wow. Now, Chris, for our viewers who don't know, what does it mean to be a National Medal of Honor recipient?
To be a Medal of Honor recipient, of course, it's our nation's highest award for valor on the battlefield. So with that context, you need to be in the military, you need to be in some sort of combat role. And I've heard a few recipients say that a couple people have to watch something happen, and then one of those folks needs to be able to write and put something down on paper and submit. And I'm partly joking, but it's true. It needs to be submitted through the military chain of command and the awards process, which is quite lengthy with this level of award. It can take a couple years, might even be fast, and in some cases decades to have the proper recognition for somebody's heroic action.
Wow. And I know you guys are featuring hundreds of stories, but is there one that just immediately comes to mind that encaptures what you guys are doing out there? Maybe a Texan or even a Houstonian?
You know, it's a loaded question because the Medal of Honor recipient just walked in the door, so
Oh, wow.
I'm sort of on the gun here. But they're all equally impressive. One that comes to mind for me, I just recently learned about, is a guy named Tibor Rubin. He was a World War II young person in a concentration camp, was inspired by the GIs that liberated his camp, and then later in life found himself in the army and in Korea, and became a prisoner of war in Korea. It's just mind-boggling to me that in one person's life he can be in those two situations, and through his positive and attitude and heroic behavior, he inspired those around him to live and be better persons themselves. So that's just one example, but there's so many and what's cool about coming here is each person will get latched on to a different story for a different reason. So it's pretty exciting. I know you're down in Houston. We're just one Buc-ee's stop away. Quick drive up the 45 and come visit us.
You know, you mentioned the recipients starting to come in. I'm curious, tell us about what is going on out there in Arlington today leading up to the grand opening.
So tomorrow, Medal of Honor Day, March 25th, every year in our country, actually, March 25th, is our open to the public day. Two days ago, on Saturday night, we had a really spectacular celebration for the community, a 30-minute firework and drone show infused with musical talent. Lee Greenwood was here himself, the Naval Academy Glee Club, members of the Army, Air Force, Marine Corps bands, trumpet heralders. I mean, you name it, it was amazing. President Bush was there. It was just really, really special. The next day, Sunday, yesterday, we were open for exclusive visit for the Medal of Honor recipients and their families. And today, as I'm talking, we have our early members, those folks that became members throughout the last year or so, have a special day to themselves. So there's a lot going on. It also gives our staff the opportunity to run through the cash registers and ticket systems so that when we open for the ticket-paying public, we deliver a wonderful product.
Okay, so Chris, finally, what should people know who are maybe watching this right now thinking to themselves, wow, this is something I really want to check out? If they want to make the trip, how should they prepare to visit this museum and learn these stories?
Well, certainly, our website is an easy way to go, mohmuseum.org. You can purchase your ticket. It's time ticketing system, so you can pick your day and your time that you'd like to come. You can become a member if you'd like. With the membership, you can come any time you want. You can bring a guest with a certain level of membership. So we're excited about that. If you're not able to come anytime soon, just come to the website, read about the stories, learn about our educational programs, character-based programs that we have through our Leadership Institute. It's all there, mohmuseum.org.
Right there in Arlington, Texas. Chris, we appreciate you joining us live this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brianna. Bye-bye.